The valley of Wailau is in sight. Wailau Valley is huge, the largest on the island of Moloka'i. It has steep walls, some rising nearly 5,000 feet. Wailau means many waters. Countless waterfalls and springs feed Wailau Stream, which runs nearly the length of the valley. A valley that was once a good-sized fishing and farming village. But like Papala'ua, the population declined at the turn of the century, and the tsunami of 1946 wiped out the remaining taro farmers here. Today, just one family lives here on the rock beach, Mike and Vanessa McVeigh and their children. Vanessa's father lives here too and owns some land handed down from generations past. Mike and his newest child welcome us and offers his home for rest.
How you doing? It looks like a hand's occupied.
There you go. Consider yourself embraced.
Vanessa is Hawaiian by blood, Mike by heart. Both respect the history of Wailau, and Mike shows us an old Hawaiian fishing shrine.
It was like an altar in a church. It was a special territory that the fishermen would come to pay his respects and offer up and try and receive mana from the fish gods so that he would have success in his occupation.
This family of Wailau cherishes its way of life.
Hey, good job. Opao. You're opao, eh? Not fishy, eh?
We go to Papa's house.
You like go Papa's house, eh? Or we go tell Patch? Uncle, let's go already, eh?
The land here is the most plentiful land in the island. It has the largest river, and so the land reflects that as far as the bounty that comes from it. And so the people of this valley have always been more or less rich in many ways. This one is the original Hawaiian pikaki. Yeah? But because the flower was so delicate, they substituted the Chinese jasmine. So every time you wear a pikaki lei, you're not really wearing a Hawaiian pikaki. You're wearing Chinese imported jasmine flower. But because they were so sturdy and these were so fragile, the lei industry kind of put us into a different flower.
It is time to say goodbye and leave this family of Wailau Valley to its simple but rich way of life. The sound of conch shells from the Kainoa home high above on the cliff signals our welcome to Haupu Bay. This bay is intriguing in so many ways. Sea caves and sea tunnels formed by lava tubes have us scrambling to explore as many as we can. In the wintertime, the northwest swells would close these caves off. Some of these caves are more than 100 yards long. The sea life inside is mostly nocturnal, cave-dwelling creatures.
I think it's one of the most beautiful spots on Earth. It's definitely a sacred spot for me. I'm sure it was for the ancient Hawaiians too. And I think that it's a very fragile area. That's why we come in kayaks. We feel that if people are willing to work to get here, they truly belong here and enjoy it, as long as they go on out when they're done.
Ka'aloa, a waterfall that originates in the hills of Waiho'okalo, makes for a fairy tale setting in the back of the bay. Joyce Kainoa has invited us to her home. The switchback trail takes us several hundred feet up the cliff. Joyce and Mike Dunleavy have lived here for 8 years, and what a beautiful place it is.
We didn't pick it. I think he picked us. And what I mean by that, we came with 4 boats. I had my own power boat. We had a sailboat, skiff, and Mike's, he had a 42-footer scow, or Mississippi scow. Yeah. And when we came into this place, we had come a week prior to that to really look whether or not we are willing to house our boats. But he needed the depthness of the bay. This is the most, well, all these North Shores that I'm aware of, this is the most protective bay. We had everything that we had on this boat. If we lose it, well, then we gotta either decide, nature decide that we weren't deserving people to serve as caretakers. That's how I look at it, to live here.
That was 8 years ago. Today, this place is referred to simply as the Kainoa home. Mike, Joyce, and her kids built it by hand and now share this rustic abode with its breathtaking view. Mike is a boat maker by trade and applied his skills to build this place, still does to maintain it. Much of the furniture is hand-lathed out of wood from the trees in the hills, and a hydroelectric generator that Mike has set up gives the house water-powered electricity.
The water comes down, gravity flow down the hill and gets pushed through a little jet, and the jet hits a double cup paddle wheel inside here and spins that wheel around, and that wheel is spinning. This is the generator over here. So I was telling you, it's a junk motor out of a computer.
Both Joyce and Mike have planted crops, corn, taro, watercress, and more.
You can grow anything, I guess, most any place, as long as you can work in harmony with the soil. You know, you got to put back what you take out of the land. But on a very small square acreage, you can grow a lot of food in one concentrated area.
Kainoa's children welcome us to the bay. Bobby is quick to try out one of our kayaks. And Sammy takes Bill to another area for some fishing and opihi picking. The waterfall in the back of the bay will make a good spot to rendezvous later in the afternoon. A volcanic rock formation is a favorite spot for the kids. They climb up into the crotch of it and make the long jump into the water.